My sister, God bless her, took me in because I couldn't live on my own. I needed somebody to help me to get in the shower and do everything. So my sister took me in until I was able to kind of function again.
Hmm.
And it was a long 5 years of just trial and error. I didn't know what I didn't know. So
Yeah.
I knew that drive-up windows were no. And eating right and supplementing were a yes. But it was kind of a trial and error and learning and educating myself on different things until a nurse practitioner did my blood work analysis.
Hmm.
And I was like, whoa, that's the roadmap that helped me to understand what my body was lacking. Your body, my body, everybody's body is different, and our blood
Yeah.
work is different.
But did you
So,
have any professional help before that, or did you just
no,
were left to figure it out on its own?
yeah,
On
yeah,
your
I
own?
did it
Wow.
because I didn't. I mean, I was so grateful that the doctors saved my life, but they weren't giving me direction on stop eating from a drive-up window, start hydrating your body, and
Mm.
like the things that are get your feet on the earth.
Yeah.
Grounding is huge, right? So I found this nurse practitioner who was holistic in nature, and she's the one who helped me, and we're very, very good friends to this day. She's the one that helped me to understand the importance of my blood work, and she had a ton of blood work done on me, and she was able to give me a roadmap to wellness. And she tells me now that I'm the healthiest patient that she has. So,
Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Third Chances. Today, I have a very special woman that I just met. I was actually introduced to by somebody I know. And I'm really excited to hear more details about her story because it's quite fascinating. And also, as soon as I learned what she does, I was really jealous because I didn't think of that model first. So I'm really excited to be able to showcase and share the story of Michelle Drew today. And just to give you an idea, she was once in coma. Her family told to prepare for the worst. That wake up call led her to discover the power of blood work and natural wellness. So now she's passionate about helping women 40 plus reclaim their energy and vitality. And please welcome certified naturopathic wellness consultant and transformational speaker, Michelle Drew. Michelle, welcome to my podcast.
thank you so much, Vera. Thank you for having me. It means a lot.
I'm excited because we had one call before this and we clicked immediately. You don't have that kind of connection with everyone.
True.
And I think you are doing amazing work and it needs to be exposed and it needs to be shared so people know that they have options.
Yes,
And
thank
if
you.
I remember correctly, you are in Florida, right? As well?
I
It's
am. Yes, I
just
am.
on the other coast.
On the West Coast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So let me just start really at the beginning because we usually go deep to what formed you into woman you are today. So that one event that was unfortunate, that was scary, definitely didn't make you into whole person that you are today. So I would love to know what you wanted to be when you were little, when you were growing up. What was your dreams that you want to become?
Gosh, I it was implanted in my brain at an early age that women do certain things in life,
Yeah.
right? So, I was given a list of things that those were, and
Okay.
I didn't want any of them. I
Ooh,
didn't want to be a teacher. I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't want to be a secretary.
I see.
So straight out of school, I became a recruiter, a headhunter,
Oh,
like
that's
a
fascinating. And was it
yeah.
your parents steering you or teachers?
Mostly my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, little girls do certain things and little girls don't do other things.
Yeah, the
So
headhunter for sure is mostly viewed as a very masculine position. Yeah.
yes. Yeah. It was.
Good for
And it was
you.
hard. It
Love
was
it.
hard. My training as a recruiter was there's the phone, and it was a rotary phone back then.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's the phone, there's the phone book. Start calling.
What attracted you to it?
Um, a challenge. It
Okay.
was just a challenge, and it was a startup company. I clicked with the owner, and we did great things together over the time that we were working together. So I started out as a, straight out of the gun cold call recruiter,
Hmm.
and we built that to a multi-million dollar company with a temporary division and a permanent division. And I stayed in the recruiting world for 28 years in
So you
different
must have loved
capacity.
it.
I did love it. I really
Yeah.
did.
Wow. And
Yeah.
was it more like looking for people or letting helping people to get jobs?
It was both, really. It's
Both.
similar to real estate. It's a two-sided sale. You
Okay.
have to sell the client on the candidate, and you have to sell the candidate on the position that they're
Right.
recruiting, that you're
Right.
recruiting them for. So
Right.
it really honed my skills.
What do you think about today's tools when you submit resume somewhere and the computer kicks you out before you can even talk to somebody? What a change, right?
It's so unfortunate. There's no humanity to finding a job any longer, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I like to press the flesh, like shake the hand and look people in the eye and get a
Yeah.
sense for who they are as people. Because a lot of the hires that I made when I was working in corporate were not, they weren't common. I hired a lot of military,
Hmm.
and their skill set on paper looks very different.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah, it was a
And
great career. I
it
loved it.
makes you good judgment of character too, because it's when you deal with people face to face,
Yeah,
it is very different than what they can write on a paper. And the
right.
body language and everything else plays the role. Yeah, I'm the same way. I was in sales and customer service, and you learn how people present themselves, and you develop this sense of what is fake and what is real. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely a big gift to have for business for you.
yeah.
So there was a moment that you eventually stepped out, or it ended, or was that the moment when something happened to you?
No, actually, at the time that I got sick, I was a contract recruiter. So
Hmm.
companies would hire me to bring on 1,000 people in
Oh,
six
wow.
months. So it was very high stress, high energy, but you would go, 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 and then it was done.
Right.
You accomplished the mission, mission aborted. So
Wow.
I was in between at the time that I, just wasn't doing the right things and wasn't taking care of my body the way that I know how to now.
Yeah.
And like you said, I ended up in a medically induced coma.
What happened? Can you go there? Would
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm an open book, and that's something that one of my mentors taught me. It's like if you don't share your story, somebody is going to suffer because they haven't had a chance to meet you yet. So I'm
That's
an
true.
open
Yeah.
book. And once I started sharing my story, it didn't own me anymore. I I wasn't afraid that somebody else was going to tell it, right? I
Hmm.
told it, I owned it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really freeing to share your truth. So
That's
yeah, I was eating almost probably 99% of my meals were coming from a drive-up window,
oh boy.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which I don't ever go to a drive-up window any longer. I don't eat fast food, processed food, or any of that.
Hmm.
And I was just hanging with the wrong crowd. I was bored. So I was looking for that, party thrill type of thing. And I got it. And I just uh, took it to an extreme, and I ended up in a really bad place. I mean, I ended up with pneumonia. One lung was, by the time my family forced me to go to the hospital, one lung was 100% full of fluid. The other one was 75% full of fluid.
Wow.
So, the doctors had a reason to tell them, prepare for the
Yeah.
worst. We don't think she's going to make it. And
Yeah.
if she does, she'll be a vegetable for the rest of her life because her brain has lacked oxygen for so long. And yeah, so days turned into weeks. And it wasn't until 3 weeks in that I came out of it myself. They didn't take me off of life support or anything like that,
Hmm.
but I came out of it and everybody was shocked.
So there was some
And
strong will to live.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
I
my
weighed
God.
90 pounds when I got out of the hospital. I walked with a walker. I needed oxygen, and I literally had to get my brain back in. I had to learn how to do everything:
Yeah.
walk, talk, write, use my phone, everything. It was gone. I had no idea.
So did
So it
they
was,
ever tell you what caused it? Like what was the moment that really
I had
triggered?
pneumonia and I didn't go to the doctor to get it taken care of until it was, catastrophic and,
Okay.
to a
Plus the
point.
stress from work didn't help either,
Yeah.
I'm assuming. How long
Yeah.
ago is that?
I was 42 and I'm 66 now. So 20 something years ago, 24
Wow.
years ago. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
quite a
So,
wake-up call.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yes. And
So
it
what?
was such a gift though. Like when you find a place in your life that you can look at every experience as a gift,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing the work today that I do if it weren't for that,
That's for sure. But that
right?
requires some personal strength and
Yeah.
personal growth
Yeah.
because usually when things like this happen, our first natural reaction is why me and feeling sorry for ourselves because before we realize that we were participating in creating it, which
Right.
is hard to admit. That's I'm assuming that wasn't easy for you as well.
Right. You've got to take ownership of it. And yeah, so that was a gift. And I was given a second chance to live. And now I wake up with on a mission to make a difference,
Yeah.
not to just, satisfy my own, fun nature. Let's go and have fun. Let's go, whatever. There's a reason that I'm here.
But walk me through it when you left the hospital, you were in not such a great shape. You needed time to recover and realize what's next for you. So what was that period of time like?
Yes, my sister, God bless her, took me in because I couldn't live on my own. I needed somebody to help me to get in the shower and do everything. So my sister took me in until I was able to kind of function again.
Hmm.
And it was a long 5 years of just trial and error. I didn't know what I didn't know. So
Yeah.
I knew that drive up windows were no. And eating right and supplementing were a yes. But it was kind of a trial and error and learning and educating myself on different things until a nurse practitioner did my blood work analysis. And
Hmm.
I was like, whoa, that's the roadmap. That helped me to understand what my body was lacking. Your body, my body, everybody's body is different, and our blood
Yeah.
work is different.
But did you
So,
have any professional help before that, or did you just
no,
were left to figure it out on its own?
yeah,
And
yeah,
you're
I did it
wow.
because I didn't. I mean, I was so grateful that the doctors saved my life, but they weren't giving me direction on stop eating from a drive-up window, start hydrating your body and,
Hmm.
like the things that are, get your feet on the earth.
Yeah.
Grounding is huge, right? So I found this nurse practitioner who was holistic in nature, and she's the one who helped me, and we're very, very good friends to this day. She's the one that helped me to understand the importance of my blood work, and she had a ton of blood work done on me, and she was able to give me a roadmap to wellness. And she tells me now that I'm the healthiest patient that she has. So I like that.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Hey,
I
and
like
that's
that.
probably very different blood work that we usually get when we go to regular doctor for checkup, huh?
Yeah. Do you know the reference ranges used in the traditional medical system, they're very broad. And if you end up outside of those reference ranges, you're in big trouble.
Hmm.
So when we do a more holistic blood work analysis, our reference ranges are tight. We want our clients to be in optimal range, not sketchy territory out
Yeah.
there. So a couple of things that people don't realize about the medical industry is that for a woman over 40 to get a full hormone panel done is almost like pulling teeth.
Hmm.
I've had my clients request it, offer to pay for it, and nobody will order it. They're like, yeah, you're postmenopausal, your hormones don't matter. Like,
Right.
oh, they
Let
matter.
let's give you hormone replacement therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, without even knowing anything. But
Yes.
you are not a doctor. So
No.
how did you end up doing this, or what made you to go into this field? Did you switch right from the recruiting to this?
I did not. I had a pet services business because my number one passion was always animals.
Oh,
So I started a pet services business where being a recruiter for 28 years gives you some knowledge of higher up, like hire people who are better than you,
yeah.
and everybody wins. So I had 10 pet professionals with dog trainers, like great dog trainers, pet sitters, that just a whole plethora
Mhm.
of pet professionals that worked for me. And that allowed me to do 10 times more of the work than I
Yeah.
could do by myself, right?
Yeah.
So we did weddings and, pet sitting and dog walking and dog training, agility, which was a blast. So
Yeah.
that went on for many, many
What do you
years.
mean we did weddings of pets?
Well, yeah, well, a
Yeah.
pet is a couple's first child, right? So to have that pet in pictures, wedding pictures,
Oh, okay.
it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I
So
wasn't sure what you meant because yeah.
good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're marrying pets off.
Yeah, it would be wonderful idea for business. You're right. People will do sometimes more for their pets than they would do for themselves.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And they want to have at least a few pictures with their dog
Yeah.
in their wedding pictures. So it was a fun time. But then COVID shut that down.
Hmm.
And during COVID, I'm like, well, what's another passion of mine? What do I
Yeah.
have to offer? And I got certified in naturopathic wellness during COVID. May
Wow.
as well make good use of downtime, right? And I did the coaching myself for a little while, and I realized that my expertise is better used more on the networking and the speaking and all
And
of
a
that.
business part of it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So being a recruiter, I hired up and I started to collaborate with healthcare professionals.
I
Like
love it. I
they know
love
the
it. I love
science.
it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
most people, like you said, they create the job for themselves. They
Yes.
create very expensive job for
Yes.
themselves. You
Yes.
are always approaching it as a business owner, as a
Yeah.
CEO, instead of, self-employed contractor or something. So, which
Right.
is brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah.
love
Thank
that.
you. So
So,
yeah, I
how
have
did you pick your
four.
partners? What was
Yes.
the criteria?
Well, they need to walk the walk for sure. Um, they need to have that passion for helping others, and most nurses do,
Hmm.
but a lot of nurses don't walk the walk. They're eating from a drive-up window, they're drinking the Diet Pepsi or the Diet Coke, whatever. And if they're not, you can't teach something that you're not willing to do yourself.
Yeah.
So that's a big one for me. And we just being a recruiter, like you talked about it earlier, having that gut feel. And I just I know who I want to work with, and I know who, and that's how I match my clients to the wellness professionals as well. It's like, oh, Elise is going to be great with you. You guys are going
Yeah.
to love each other, and oh, I'm gonna have Jeannie working with you because you guys have this so much in common. So that's how I really
I
match
really
clients
love
to.
that concept. It's so that's basically a wonderful use of the lockdowns. And
Yeah.
on top of it, it made a lot of people realize that we really are holding our health in our own hands.
Yes.
We better not rely on just doctors and government and everybody else,
No.
because it's, it's much deeper than that. The
Yeah.
self-care is really, I always think of it like it's your life. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Doctor may be right, he may be wrong, and
Mhm.
it's not a law what doctor says. You
Right.
have the choice to choose how you want to approach your health and how you're going to get healthier. Because we all know what the traditional medicine path is,
Hmm.
and it's not really about prevention much. It's not really much about proactive. We have brilliant uh, emergency care, thank God
Hmm.
for that. When something really bad happened, we have spectacular care.
Right.
But when it comes to testing and preventing things from happening, no, we wait for symptoms and then we treat the symptoms,
Right.
unfortunately. And that's not
Right.
the best part, right?
Yeah. And people don't realize how important what you put into your body is. I can give an example. When my mom was diagnosed with cancer, um, her oncologist, she was living with me. She got to a point where she couldn't live on her own, so she was living with me, and we were doing all the things. We were juicing, eating live, hydrating, supplementing, doing all the things. And her oncologist said, Joni, I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up.
Hmm.
My patients don't get better, and
Yeah.
your blood work is trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
Again, back to the blood work, right? So after 6 months living with me, my mom said, this is hard.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, hard? We're drinking green juice. We're eating, vegetables and fruits. We're drinking what? What's hard? Do you think dying is going to be easy?
Right.
And she decided to take another direction. And in 6 months, she was gone.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Sadly,
that was a
that's
long time
not the
ago.
only story that I heard
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
What
it's
you put
it's
in your body
incredible.
is critical.
Yeah, and not everybody gets such a dramatic wake-up call as you did. And some people learn over time that they better take care of themselves before something happens, but most of us wait for something to happen
Yeah,
and then realizing, oh my gosh, I'm not as healthy as I thought I was.
yeah. Then it's
And
harder to get back to baseline when you're kind of treading against a health challenge.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's also, I was always kind of philosophically thinking of when is the right time to make people aware? When they feel that there's nothing wrong with them and everything is under control, I don't need anything.
yeah.
Or when they are already sick and they are scared because now they don't know what to do and who to trust. I
Right.
mean, there is no perfect time to really focus on this. And it's one of the reasons why I started this podcast is when people start considering that there may be other options than just traditional healthcare,
Yeah,
that we hold the key in our own hands, that we really need to take responsibility for our health. It's they need to know what's out there, who is out there, who can they connect, who can they trust. And I love featuring people like you because then they can decide if it's somebody that resonates with them on a human
hmm,
level, because talking about health is very intimate, and it
yeah,
is not, we don't need somebody who will be lecturing us and telling us what to do.
no,
It's always like you said, you can even pick the right person for that right person
yeah,
that they will click personally, which is fabulous. It's so
yeah,
important. It's like coaching.
yeah,
Coaching is the same way. You need to
yeah.
pick person that resonates with you,
Right.
that gives you what you need, because not everybody is the same. Yeah.
Right. Right. And that's the thing. Like a lot of programs that people will buy, it's, a 12-week, everybody gets the same.
Yeah.
And no two people are the same when it comes to your blood work. So my nurses and my health professionals that I collaborate with look at the blood and look at, the intake form and what are you putting in your body? How is that affecting your blood work? How are we going to address that and balance your systems out again? And
Mm.
that's what it's all about, just balancing your systems.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm really so excited about with my team. I love them so much. They're very passionate about helping each individual human to do what's best for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
good.
can you walk me through how does it look like when somebody reach out and they need some help? They may not even know what they need, that they don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with them, or
Yes.
what is the typical person that reaches out to you?
Yeah. And that's the cool thing. It's like the medical system will typically, not 100% at all, but typically overlook your intuition. It's like, but I don't feel well.
Yeah.
Well, your blood work looks great, so don't know what to tell you. And I have one of the demo forms that I share. This woman was told that she's perfectly fine.
Hmm.
Her blood work is perfectly normal, right within the ranges. And when we did her blood work analysis, there's not one thing that's normal. She's
Wow.
in she's not in good shape, and we're working with her to get healthy and and feel better, and it's working. So when people reach out to us, the first thing we do is we find out if they have blood work from their doctor,
Hmm.
because if they do, let's start there.
Yeah.
And we plug it into a proprietary software that goes through and it identifies the potential root causes for these markers. So
Hmm.
then, we'll look at those root causes, and when you know the root cause, you can address it, like with lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
We're not looking to diagnose or treat or cure. We're looking to balance out the systems so that the body will take care of itself.
Yeah. Because body is the brilliant healing
Mhm.
machine. We just
Certainly.
constantly disrupt it.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, how does it look like when you work with someone? Give me, I know everybody's individual
Yeah,
case,
yeah,
but is there some common denominator
yeah.
how it looks like when you work with someone?
Yeah, absolutely. So the blood work analysis is first. And then when they see for themselves, like I'm not telling you that you need our help. I'm not telling
Hmm.
you that. Your blood work is telling you that,
Yeah.
right? So they look at their blood work with a practitioner and they go over everything. And it's like, oh my goodness, that's why I feel this or
Yeah.
that. That's why I'm
Yeah.
bloated. That's why I have brain fog. That's why I'm losing my hair, right? So they go over that with the practitioner. And from that point, if they want to engage with that practitioner for a 3-month time frame, they the practitioner will put together a specific protocol
Hmm.
based on that person's needs. And we have a huge intake form that goes over everything like medication, supplementation, what are you eating, what are you drinking, how are you hydrating, all of the medical history and all of that. Um, and they do a weekly one-on-one with their health practitioner.
Hmm.
Then they do another weekly, should they want to, with all of the practitioners and all of our clients who are, who we're working with. So that gives you community as
Hmm.
well. Community is important so that
Yeah.
you don't feel that you're alone. And then we're not going to talk, your medical history or anything like that, but
Right.
just to know that, hey, we all,
Like-minded people.
yes.
I can imagine that you may have these holistic tendencies in yourself, but maybe you are surrounded in your environment with people that is
Mhm.
like, oh, are you crazy? Go to doctor, like take a
Yes.
pill, you know. So you have this constant negative feedback pulling you and making you unsure if you are
Mhm.
doing the right thing. So that community is sure important for
Yeah, I had
definitely.
that. I had that. My brother and sister don't listen to me at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm older than them and much healthier than they
That
are.
doesn't mean
They don't
anything,
care.
unfortunately. Yep.
They don't
I
care.
can relate. Yep.
They're like, why don't you go to the doctor? I'm like, I don't need one.
Hmm.
And I broke my wrist. I had to go to the doctor because I couldn't do anything about that. And that's when I go to the doctor, is when something like that happens.
But I think that's the optimal care when we do things so we don't have to need a doctor.
Right.
I mean, doctor should be the last resort if nothing else naturally worked.
Mhm.
And there's so many remedies and protocols and things that we know, tools that can help assist the body to
Yeah.
heal. But we, like most people, just run to the doctor,
Yeah.
and the doctor, and I have had funny experience twice last year when something weird occurred and it was not responding to any natural thing. So eventually I went to doctor. In both cases they told me, I don't know, it's a puzzle. Let's throw a pill at it. And I'm like, so you don't even know what is the problem, but you're gonna throw a pill at? No.
No.
You know, so if I'm a guinea pig, then I may as well do other things
Right.
without side effect. It's
Yeah.
yeah, many times we don't know, and this is, fascinating when you talk about the blood work, because we think, and unfortunately it was a case with my husband,
Yeah.
we think we do everything right, the healthy eating, a healthy lifestyle, working out, everything. And he was under care of the doctor. He was having blood work done every quarter and nothing. Well, there were things that were being dealt with medication, but there was nothing that would give you like red flag that something is very, very wrong until it was too late. And like you said, they don't even, and they tell you what you expect at your age, they don't
Yes.
even go deep enough for
I'm
you to
so
figure
glad
it
you
out.
said that
Yeah.
because one thing that we talk about a lot is that common does not mean normal.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
statins common? Yeah, they're common, but they're not normal,
Yeah.
right?
And they are
Obesity
not
is
without
common,
risks.
but it's not normal, right? And we need to get more moving towards normal and away from common.
Yeah. And I'm sure you have women that comes to you that were told by multiple doctors that it's just in their head because
Yeah,
everything seems normal, so
yeah,
you should be fine. You're
yeah,
probably just making it up.
yeah. That's why I chose that demographic because I am a woman over 40, like substantially over 40, but
You don't look it.
well,
No
thank
need
you.
to mention. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the time that the kids are grown. It's time to take care of themselves. They're starting to have some things happen, some changes happen to the body
Yeah.
with, perimenopausal and they're told that, their bone density is failing and
Hmm.
it's a time in life that women become more aware of health and maintaining, a healthy lifestyle. And so I love that demographic and I love serving them.
Yeah, and it's us women that usually we are there for everybody else, but we tend to overlook our own issues
Right.
and don't take care of ourselves because everybody else needs us. So we
Yes.
have this sacrificing kind of feel in like what you said when you were served with what woman typically does as a
Yeah.
work. It
Mhm.
goes to other areas in life too, like what
Yes.
what like you don't think about yourself. You have to be there for your kids, you have to be there for your mom, you have to be doing this, and then boom, and you overlook your own symptoms, and your body screaming at you, and you
Right.
don't have time to take care of it. Yeah.
Right.
And
And then
it's
the doctor tells you you're fine. Your
yeah.
blood work looks great. It's fine.
Yeah.
So it's a mystery.
It's a puzzle.
It's
Yeah.
a puzzle.
I was really shocked. It was two completely different issues that I wasn't able to address myself. And so eventually I gave in and went to doctor, and it was the both used the same word. And I'm
A
like,
puzzle.
that's freaking puzzle, right? And by the way, it's all gone eventually. So,
Great.
I don't know, I told you I had three back surgeries. I had
Yes.
screws and bolts in my back, and that wasn't funny experience by any means
Oh gosh,
necessary.
no.
And knowing what I know today, I don't know if I would agree to the second one or the third
Mm.
one.
Mm.
But I didn't know any better.
Right.
And I
Right.
was told, and I grew up under communism where you belong to doctor, you have
Wow.
no rights, it's like you have no say, kind of, you don't get to get second opinion or question doctor. Oh my gosh, I remember somebody, and this is back in Czechoslovakia under communism, and I have a friends coming over from Holland, and they spent a Christmas vacation, because my family lived in the mountains, and there was a ski area there. And Henny was at that time 80 something, very vital, wonderful woman. And her kids were like skiing every day. They were so excited. Like one day, they took her up to the mountains by the car. She made one step out of the car and broke her ankle so badly that it was broken and multiple. She felt so badly. It was, and there are these little bones. That's really like a complicated thing. And so that was the end of her vacation. But we brought her to a hospital, and I was ashamed and shocked, even though I was used to that. And I don't know if anybody in America can imagine. You bring a foreigner, her son was owner of the insurance that insured her for that trip. So here we are bringing her in pain, right? And doctor is admitting her and she doesn't speak Czech, so we had to be there to translate. And the doctor says, well, we have to operate this and you know, it's just and her son, who is paying for all that, goes, well, what do you want to operate? What do you want to operate? What can you tell me a little bit about it? And the doctor looked at him, like, are you a doctor? Like, how dare you question my expert? It was total, like, meet Western and Eastern world, you know? And
Wow.
we just took her out of that hospital. We find a private hospital. It was right after we got rid of communism, so there were some private hospitals happening,
Okay.
luckily. And they decided not to operate, that they decided they would operate in Holland. And so they just really fixated and kept her comfortable. And then eventually she was flown back to Holland while the rest of the family was going by car. But it just tells you the different attitude and how you really have no choices. Like, you don't question doctor, you can sue doctor. It's just what you told, you do. And that was my world. So
Wow.
I'm even more like, yeah, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, how did you make that adjustment coming here? I mean, our our beliefs are formed when we're little girls and little boys. How
Yeah.
did you change that belief system when you came here to the States and it wasn't like that?
Well, I was already, well, we got rid of communism in 1999.
Okay.
So from 2000, 89. What am I talking about?
Okay.
Sorry, 89. So I lived another 10 years or 12 years in a so-called democracy, which was kind of like discovering Wild West because nobody knew what they were doing.
Right.
During communism, you don't have private business. So everything is owned by government. Nobody knows how to run business. So there was a lot of gangster kind of businesses. Take the loans from the bank that you have no intention to pay back, buy Mercedes, so you see like a big and big business person, and let it go. It was there was no laws in place and stuff like that, so it took a while. But obviously in a medical arena it changed too. But funny you ask, because that attitude
Mm,
by the doctors and by nurses as well was still the same, because you don't change just
yeah.
because the regime changed. They did not realize they are now in competition, that you can choose doctor. You don't have to put up with that attitude.
Right.
And even my friends that still live there, they are like, well, I brought my nurse a bonbonniere, which is like present chocolates, so she would give me preferential treatment. And I'm like, oh my God,
Wow.
it's still there. You know,
Wow.
so to answer your question, I was already exposed to Western. I lived in Holland for 1 year. I came back to Prague, and when we met with my husband, he came from America. He lived here since 1969, even though he was originally Czech as well. So I was very exposed to what it means, what the freedom is, and what the democracy really means. And I have visited America a few times before we moved here. So I was very aware what, how different that world is. And still, you are pleasantly shocked and surprised. I had one beautiful story with police at the beginning, because I don't know if, again, if Americans can imagine, under communism, if police pulls you over, they have the absolute power over you. They can pull you over for no reason whatsoever. They can take your driver's license right on the spot. They can give you a fine that they may ask for bribe or openly. And if you want to get out of that situation, you will gladly give it because you don't want to lose your license. I mean, it's insanity. It's very corrupt. And
Wow.
they, because they have uniform on, they have absolute power over you. And
Mm,
so that was in my mind more than the doctors, to be honest. And
right.
and I came, I remember there was like, we came in 2002, right after 9/11. And one of the like first few weeks, I had a friend's car, and I was driving just down the road from where we were staying to go to a storage place where our furniture was arrived by the boat, and I was trying to find something in the boxes, and so I'm driving, and this is the beginning of cell phones, and I didn't have a hands-free set. And I didn't feel comfortable to answer the phone while I'm driving, especially not my car. So I pulled over on the side of the road and I took that phone call. And suddenly I see police pulling over behind me. And I'm like, my heart just dropped. I was like, what did I do? Oh my God, I'm in trouble. Like, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is not even my car. What am I going to? It's like, I was panicking. And this was a small town in Connecticut, very friendly, family, oriented town.
Yeah.
And the police came over, knock on the window. I opened the window and he goes, "Good afternoon, ma'am. Are you okay?" And this is how I looked like.
Right.
I was totally stunned with my mouth open
Yeah.
because that never happened to me in Czech my entire life. If
Wow.
police pulls you over, you are in trouble, and you
Wow.
better hope that it's somebody semi-decent, that it's not gonna really, I have experienced some difficult situations. So that was total shock for me.
Wow.
I was like, he stopped by to check on me if I was okay.
Right.
Yeah, that just like, so imagine that mindset, but with
Yeah.
doctors, no, I kind of, that was kind of I was, even though I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest. First few years in Connecticut, we had a family doctor that used to be my husband's doctor from very young age when he first started practicing, and he liked him, and we came back to him as a patient.
Hmm.
And I think 2005 was when my father died, and I couldn't even go there because I was still waiting for my green card. It was after 9/11. Everything was crazy with background checks and everything. And so I couldn't even fly there. And I was totally shocked because my father was a healthy guy. I was hoping he would come here to visit us and everything. And I remember suddenly I had a chest pain. And I've never had issue with heart or anything. And so stupid me, just like everybody, I don't know why we not think. I never thought it would be something serious, but I decided to drive to see the doctor, which was like good 40 minutes drive.
Oh.
And I have chest pain and my left arm is tingling, and I'm like, I don't know, this doesn't look right.
No.
Well, I arrived, and he's like, yeah, well, you did the right thing that you came to see me. And he ran EKG and it seemed normal. And he gave me nitroglycerin, how do you call it, under the
Yeah.
tongue?
Yeah.
And that pain stopped. And he's like, okay, I'm admitting you to hospital. You're going to emergency room. I was like, and I was stunned because I never had issue with blood pressure, anything. So yeah, I ended up in emergency room, and they put all the stuff on you, and now you feel sick. Now you
Yeah.
start to
Right.
be anxious because like, what the heck is going on? Well, it was panic attack. I didn't
Mm.
have any. It proved I didn't have any problems, but that was the first time I experienced that that same doctor who was family doctor with his private practice showed up next day in that hospital just to visit me. And I was stunned with that because that never happened as well. That was really, really beautiful gesture. And
Oh.
I'm interviewing you, but I'm talking.
It's all good.
No, but
It's all
it's
good.
it's interesting when people think and take for granted everything that we have here. It's very, very different in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And being able to choose to be in control,
Yeah.
you can question your doctor, you can have second or third opinion, or you can choose to hire somebody that you resonate with and that can do much deeper work than any regular doctor could,
Yeah.
and customize that care for you, which is that's what fascinated me about what you do.
Oh,
So let's go
thank
back to
you.
you. Let's go back to
And
you.
isn't it funny that here we have that freedom
Hmm.
to pick and choose, and some people waive it and they just say, well, they know what they're talking about. I'm fine. They
But
said I'm fine.
that's what we were talking about before. Some
Yeah.
people really wait until something happens.
Yeah.
Most of us. I mean, to be honest, most of us. If you have nothing wrong with you, or you think there's nothing wrong with you,
Yeah.
why would you be seeking solutions, right?
Yeah. And that's the
And
thing with the blood work. Your
yeah,
blood knows before you do,
yeah.
right? It shows up in the blood long before
That's
it shows
exactly.
up, it manifests. Yeah.
That's one thing that I don't want to sound scary or alarming, but sometimes people tell me when I'm dealing with them with our technology, well, I didn't feel anything,
Yeah.
so I didn't worry about it. And I'm like, by the time you feel something,
You're in
it
trouble.
started in your body 6, 7, 8 years ago
Yeah.
undetected, and then god forbid it starts multiplying and suddenly you have a problem. But we don't feel everything.
Right.
We are used to, like, oh, okay, I have a headache, I'll take a pill and the pain goes away, but that's band-aid.
Yeah.
That doesn't resolve the problem, why the pain is there. The pain is the signal of the body to show
Hmm.
you that something is wrong,
Yes.
and we kind of put the slap over it. I always say, like, when that light comes on in your car,
Yes.
imagine that you would just drive to mechanic and was like, well, just put something over that light because it bothers me. And who cares why is it there? you know, that's what we do
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
do,
it's true. That's a great analogy.
yeah. Just
That's a
put the
great
tape
analogy.
over it so I don't see
Yeah.
it, which we
Yeah.
do. And the pain goes away and we think we are fine.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes, unfortunately, it has to go to extremes, like in your case,
Hmm.
when you just overlook, and body is giving you nudge. Hey, something is wrong. I need attention
Yeah.
here. And it's like, oh, it's okay. I'll just, yeah, we all
Yeah.
did that. We
Yeah.
all do that. And
Yeah. For
it's
sure.
it's it's a really sad. Wow, I didn't expect to go here. That's for sure. Wow.
It's funny how like different conversations take their own
Yeah.
path, and that's great. That's
But
great.
I think it's important for people to realize that we really have an incredible opportunities here to take care
Mhm.
of ourselves. And I think, yes, people can have overload with information and it's really hard
Mhm.
to believe what is right
Yeah,
and what is wrong and everything, because there's
sure.
so much, and influencers and everybody is an expert and everything.
Yeah,
Yes, you have to use your diligence and really, really, validate things for yourself.
yeah.
But there is so much opportunity and options for you to choose from, to
Mhm.
just talk to people and find out if that's the right path for you, but don't leave it until it's really too late, because
Yeah.
everything is so much easier to address at the beginning than when it's
Hmm.
almost too late and now we are putting out the fires, and
Yeah.
that takes much more effort than it would a few years
Right.
ago. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I have a friend who's in the medical field as well, and he says, you'd better take care of your body. Where else are you going to live?
Yeah.
And it's like we don't want to live our older years in a decrepit, crippled up, unhealthy body,
Yeah.
that's not living.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, our
We
goal
all,
is to get women vibrantly to their ninth decade and beyond and
yeah.
living and thriving and
I
yeah,
think that's the whole point of life. Like
yeah,
we all want to live longer, but we don't want to live depending on somebody else's to feed us and
right.
wipe our
Yeah.
behind,
Who wants to
it's
lose their dignity in that way?
yeah.
That's not what anybody sets out to do. But that's what we're doing to ourselves when we make every meal from a drive-up window and we eat processed food every day and we're not doing the things that common sense tells us we need to do.
That's the
Common
funny
sense
part
does not
because
say go get a McDonald's Big Mac.
yeah, how do
No.
you deal with how easy or tough it is to explain to somebody that just because something is comfortable, it's not really benefiting you. Is I'm assuming if somebody reach out to you, they are already realizing that. But did you have people that it's hard for them to understand that you can change so much with food alone?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I don't do the coaching. I love our clients, but I don't have the patience for some of the things that you're talking about. I'm
Mhm.
like, there's science around this. How could you tell me you don't believe it? There's
Yeah.
science proving it. So my health professionals are phenomenal. They're patient, they're able to like find different ways of communicating the same message until it resonates with the client. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh gosh, you just remind me of something. I was working very closely with a holistic nutritionist, a super smart woman, loved her to pieces, and
Mm.
I referred some clients of mine to her, and she referred some clients of hers to me when I was doing personal chef business because I was creating those specific diets
Oh,
for people to boost their immune system and when they were, depressed and stuff.
yes.
And there was one young kid who was severely obese. And his mom hired me because there was, he was diabetic already. And he was young, he was like 22 something. And it's like with somebody who is in therapy for years, they already know what the professional wants to hear. They already have all the answers because they
Mm.
know what they are supposed to do, what is the right way, but they don't do it. But they know how to answer. When she was questioning him what you had for lunch, he would tell her, oh, I had the salad with the salmon, and no, I didn't take the dressing from there. And I'm like, there's no way in hell that that's what you ate because you wouldn't look like you are. And well, to be honest, within a few months, I was able to bring his numbers down with food alone,
Wow.
without anything else. But he was still kind of slip. He had all the foods made for him for a whole week, so he had no excuse. He had to take it with him to school and everything, and he was eating those, and it was showing. And I made it tasty enough so he would stick to it because that's
Mhm.
an important part of it.
Of
It's like
course, yeah.
if you make it blunt, nobody will stick for it.
Right.
But it's still, I remember at the beginning I arranged a meeting with my nutritionist so she can talk sense to him a little bit, and she ran his numbers, and she basically sat him down and said, if you don't change anything about what you're doing now, you're gonna die.
Hmm.
As blunt as that.
Yeah.
And a young kid to hear that, I think it shook him up a little bit. So he took it a little more seriously.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't. A lot of people believe I was always this way. So I'm not gonna change in my age. And
Yeah.
and you think like, well, okay, that's your choice. That's
Yeah.
kind
What
of
you've been doing got you where you are today. How's that
yes,
working out for you?
exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. How's that
Yeah.
working out for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm comfortable. I think comfortable is one of the most annoying words that I heard the last several years. Because comfortable means I don't need to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Comfortable means I'm never gonna move from my comfort zone. I'm
Yeah.
not never gonna grow. I'm never gonna change anything about me. It works for me. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Well,
Until you're not.
oh boy, we got on some sandbags here. So give me a little better idea when, let's say somebody's listening to this and they like you and they resonate with what you do and they think that this may be just the thing that they need to finally get some answers and finally make some dent, because luckily most people that listen to this podcast are oriented to being responsible for their own health.
Nice.
How do they reach to you? How does that process look like, and how
Mhm.
long they may expect to be working with some of your?
Yeah. Well, but it starts with a discovery call.
Mhm,
So you're going to have a link to my calendar that they can just book a 15 to 30-minute call to ask me questions.
mhm.
I'm feeling this way, or, this is going on, or I don't know if this is for me.
Yeah,
And we can just have a conversation and
yeah.
see if we're a good fit. And then the next step, if they decide that they want to at least know what's going on with their blood, we would just do the blood work analysis. I would get
Mhm,
the blood work from their doctor that they have from their doctor. I would run it through our proprietary software and show them what their blood work says, right? It's like, and I would connect them with a health practitioner
mhm.
to really go into the science behind why this is happening and the root causes that we need to look at. And then from that point, if they decide that they want to make some changes, then we would, put them into more of a 12-week personalized program. And then we do the blood work again after 3 months, and they
Mhm.
can see the difference. They can see the visually, like, wow, in 3 months, my blood work is so much better, and everything is in optimal range, which is where we want it. And I feel it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's basically you work with very unique lifestyle that is customized to them.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And
Involves.
nobody's 12 weeks looks the same.
Mhm.
And they would have a 30 to 40-minute Zoom with their practitioner, and
Mhm.
then that community Zoom as well, so that you're getting all four practitioners. And it's just, a community of people that you can have the conversations with. And
I love that model. This is really
thank
incredible
you.
because some people, like, they don't know where to turn, and
No.
especially when you don't have to be locally there, you don't have to come face to face, you can do it from anywhere online,
Yeah.
and still you get the very detailed work done because it's just the experience and the data don't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're able to order blood work. So if a woman doesn't have a full hormone panel and her doctor will not run it,
Hmm.
um, we like to have insurance pay for whatever insurance will pay for, right? So we're able to run up to 3,500 different blood tests for our clients.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Thank
I
you.
really love this. I think anybody who is sitting at home getting their puzzle analysis from doctors like I did. That's a puzzle. Or
Yeah.
what do you expect in your age? It's just, and they are not feeling right. You owe it to yourself to figure it out. You cannot just count on one doctor. You may find the answers elsewhere, and luckily we have those options.
Yeah.
and and Michelle Drew is one of those people that grab her own really scary experience and utilize it for good in the world, because now she saw what it looks like when you don't take care of yourself. And unfortunately, like I said, we most of us wait for that moment to happen, and then we are trying to change things. But don't be that person. Just make a phone call. It's not a sales call. Like Michelle said, you will just get the opportunity to ask questions, see if it's for you, see if it's something that you want to explore. And if you do, then you may get in answers that you never got in your life
Mhm.
from regular medicine, unfortunately. And I think that's the period of time that is coming now, because the more and more we learn about last several years and what is happening to our food industry and what is happening to pharmaceuticals and everything you touch, we better take responsible for our own life, because it's it's I don't think it's in their interest to keep us healthy.
Right.
We have to do it to ourselves. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Wow. Anything else that we didn't touch that you would like to address or say?
No, we've kind of bounced all over the place and
Yes,
we've
we
had
did.
fun doing it.
Yes, we did. I didn't expect that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I really felt connection with you. It's the personality too, and it's not just we are like-minded in this
Yeah.
field, but sometimes I don't know, it just clicks, and
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to Sabrina that she introduced us, because I
Me
would never
too.
know. I would never.
Yes. Yes, she's amazing. We love her.
Yeah, yeah. So every if you considering to maybe reach out to Michelle, uh, in the show notes there'll be all her links and invitations that you can click on, check out her website and everything, so you don't have to write anything down. And just please reach out and ask your questions. That costs nothing. That's really
Right.
in your interest to find out if maybe this may be the perfect missing link that you are looking
Mhm.
for.
Yeah.
And I know some people are praying for answers, and this may be
Mhm.
yours. And so I hope this find the right listener that needs to take action and that will resonate.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Michelle,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for your time. This was absolutely fabulous.
Oh, thank you, Vera.
And
It's been such a pleasure.
yeah, and by the way, for those of you that are listening to our podcast and not watching the video, there is a frame behind Michelle that says, "Your dreams
Things
matter."
matter.
So just think about that, because, like you said, tomorrow is not guaranteed to any of us, and none of us is gonna make it out alive. And the quality of that time between now and the expiration date, which we never know when happens, it's really totally up to us.
Right.
And I think this is all the tools we need to really explore to live the best possible life that we can enjoy, be there for family, have the energy, sleep well, and enjoy what we have here to experience.
Love that. Thank you, Vera.
Well, thank you so much. Very nice meeting you. And I certainly hope this is not last time we spoke.
It
And
won't be.
and we will continue the conversation some other time, because I have much more questions.
All right. Sounds great.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
You're welcome. Thank you.